What's up, guys? It's Dave from UltraMegaDeathRay.com, and I'm here for another episode of ReasSESSment. Shortly after posting the first episode of this new show, Adam Sessler comes out with an emergency Sessler something to talk about the big story about Nintendo dropping out of their big press conference for E3. I wasn't really expecting to do another episode this soon, but thank you for keeping me busy, Mr. Sessler. So, yeah. Nintendo. What are you doing? I have to agree with Adam on this point as far as I'm just having a hard time understand what Nintendo's goal is here, or like how they're going about doing their business. Like, it's just not clicking with me as far as what they expect to happen by doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I love that little inclusion in the Sessler Something episode where he included Voss from Far Cry 3 for the definition of insanity, because in all honesty, it really is. I'm just getting really concerned with the way that Nintendo is going about things lately, especially after writing a piece a while back where I was comparing the path that they're going right now to the path that Sega went, which eventually dropped them out of the hardware race and into just being a third-party developer. That's by no means to say that by not having this press conference that Nintendo's now on this slippery slope with no return and becoming a shadow of their former self. I'm just really concerned as far as Nintendo just not learning the basics of how to reach out to the general consumer. It's no surprise that Sony and Microsoft will be having their own press conferences showing off their next-gen systems, and you would think that Nintendo would want to be in the thick of things to combat all that, in order to show off their first-party titles, in order to get some buzz generating for the Wii U, because Lord knows that console needs it. I mean, at this point, the console is just known for having a bunch of third-party games that have been out for months or even a year in some cases, along with some first-party games like Super Mario Bros. U, which doesn't exactly scream next-gen, as well as Nintendo Land, which is Nintendo Land. Everyone who I've talked to about Nintendo lately, whether they own a Wii U or not, are just waiting for the big blockbuster Nintendo titles, like a new Zelda, a new Metroid, a new Smash Brothers. And I believe that Nintendo will show those titles in their little Nintendo Direct things that they're going to have instead of the big press conference. I just don't see how they're going to generate a whole lot of buzz without having the big spectacle. I mean, it's kind of a tradition at this point, isn't it? You expect to see Reggie come out and say some crazy, foolish thing that turns into an internet meme, or you expect to see Shigeru Miyamoto come out and just act like a complete child, and we love him for it. So instead, as a company, you decide to have the smaller showcasing of your big reveals to an audience who are already adopted as big Nintendo fans, when really you got to get out to the general consumer out there, especially considering how the Wii U hasn't been a big runaway hit like the Wii. I don't know if this is Nintendo just having a big ego and expecting the games media to spread out the news and build up the hype. It's just a little concerning that the company is still almost showing this sense of exclusivity, like they're this exclusive club that only the cool kids can get into. This is long past the days of Howard and Nestor and the Nintendo Power Club. Is this being blown out of proportion? Maybe. But it's also worrisome to see Nintendo continually make mistakes and now going down this route, because then it becomes a question on whether or not they'll remain the Big N for much longer. I want to personally thank Adam Sessler for retweeting the first episode of ReasSESSment. It just kind of goes to show, for me anyway, that this is a format with some legs and something that I hope to continually improve on as I continue doing them. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, share with your friends, leave me feedback. As always, I appreciate feedback. And until next time, this is Dave from UltraMegaDeathRay.com. I'll catch you guys later.
My body is ready. My body is ready. My body is ready. My body is ready. My